Good morning, everyone. This is Diane, and I have 3 completed owl journals to share with you this morning. I completed them last evening. I just had to do the closure today, and now they're ready to show you and get them in my shop for my customers. All 3 of them have already been spoken for, but I would like to go through them with you. They're all made with Reader's Digest covers, and they're all very, very similar. So I'll go through one and then the other 2 more quickly. So this is the cover, the Reader's Digest cover I used for this one. It has this fake leather spine covering. There is a chipboard spine and Tyvek to strengthen it. And I really like the way this leather-like material looks on it. I covered the stitching with this really pretty lace trim. I like the fact that because the stitches were white. I had white thread and the stitches were white, so I covered them, but you can still see the fabric. It's not really leather, but it looks like leather. You can still see that, so I like that. This is vintage trim here. That's trimming all 3 books. And then each one has a book plate with a word in it or a phrase. This one says, "Use your wings." I cannot remember where I got these owls. I've had them for a while. It's a digital purchase from Etsy, so I'll have to try to find that and link it if I can. Many of the images are out of books, and many are from Mrs. Cogs Crafts, and I will link her also. This is my guest design team project for Mrs. Cogs. There is coffee dyed muslin behind the image of this owl, and I just messy stitched around it. And of course the Tim Holtz hitch fastener. This one I messed up the glue right here trying to glue this on. I spilled the glue there and I need to cover that with something. I saved the Ex Libris plate that was on this side of the Reader's Digest and glued it there on each of the books. And there's this pretty fall colored fabric on the inside of this one, and then this little trim. So we have some coffee dyed paper here, and of course this is an image from a book. Aren't they cute? Look at those big eyes. So this is a pair of screech owls living in a telephone pole. There's some lace on the side there, and then this is an image that Perrette sent me. Thank you, Perrette. I used a lot of your owl things that you sent. This is washi tape that I had gotten in the mail. I did a haul video on that, and I can't remember. I'll have to try to find that and link it too. Several people had sent me pages out of books, and this is one. I believe this is from a field guide. So I included a lot of field guide pages in these books because people sent them to me, and so I had quite a few, and I really appreciate it. I was so glad to be able to include them in all 3 books. And this is just punched and glued on as a tuck spot, and there's a playing card and a Mrs. Cogs image. It's backed on coffee dyed paper. This is a piece of fabric. I love that. And a piece of upholstery trim, which I believe came from Eve. Sorry. Some coffee dyed ledger paper, and I did some stamping there. There is a glassine bag with a coffee dyed tag inside, which I didn't do anything to except add some of this fiber. I didn't tie a knot in the end of the fibers, so they will. This one is already pretty much unraveled, and it'll just be a nice fluffy tag topper. And there's the Mrs. Cogs image there. And this came out of a book. I backed it with coffee dyed paper, but it is an owl showing, well, it's a drawing, but it shows how the owl can turn its head almost completely around. I love this one that's looking upside down. So I thought that was fun. Oh, this one is the center of the signature, and I'm going to glue this closed, so this will be a pocket. That was the other thing I had to do. I had to put on the hitch post and glue the centers, and I forgot to do the centers. So there's a stamp up there, some trim here. This is a piece of fabric that Perrette sent me also. This is vintage lace up here, and a place to journal. Mrs. Cogs image, some circles cut out of paper, Mrs. Cogs image there, and a playing card. If you saw the, let me just get it. I did a haul video showing these little booklets that I picked up at a yard sale with these little perforated things. I don't even know what they're for. So there's two different sizes. But I stamped these owls on one of those and distress inked around it. Another piece of fabric from Perrette. I don't know what I would have done with these owl journals without all the stuff you sent me. And some trim from Eve again. Here's one of the tags I made in one of the videos that I did. And it's got the little burlap tag that you can write on the back. My little brown envelope. Again, these are available in my shop. This is from a book. When I had those Audubon Society nature books, I sold most of them, but I kept a couple, and I kept the one with the owls. So some of these images are from that book. There's another field guide page. There's one field guide page in every signature. This is a tag I made, and I put a little sticker on there. Someone had sent me those owl stickers, and there's another one. Another piece of fabric from Perrette. Washi tape. Now, I wanted to say that these books look like serious owl journals with the serious pictures, but there's also some whimsy in them. So some of the fabrics and some of the papers and images have some whimsical owls. There's some little whimsical ones on that piece of washi tape, and then this is a card for children to learn to write on, and there's an owl on the other side of that. This is a Tim Holtz glassine envelope, and I need to put a card in there. I love that picture. This is the one I don't remember where it came from. This is from a teacher's planning book. Here's the center of this signature that I have to glue together. It's just a copy dyed index card with a little owl stamped on it. Another Mrs. Cogs image here. This was just sent to me yesterday. I got it in the mail from Paula. And I just included a little piece in the two journals that weren't completed yet. And there's a piece of the muslin that I kind of colored with distress ink pads, and then I stamped a crackle background stamp on there. Sorry, kind of lost my train of thought there. There's the owl on that writing card. Here's this image that I stamped, Happiness Always. This is a flip. It's got some, I made this on one of my process videos too. It's got some textured paper, mulberry paper, some of this fiber that's in my shop, and an owl stamp that came from my mother's collection, and a Mrs. Cogs card. There's one of the pieces of muslin that I colored and stamped on. And this tag I made in one of my process videos. More Mrs. Cogs images. I think this looks like a sloth until you pull it out. Maybe it's a sloth owl. I don't know. I should probably put a little owl sticker on that too. Here's one of the whimsical fabrics that Perrette sent me. Isn't that adorable? I love her. Mrs. Cogs owl. Ooh, I have to put fiber on that tag. I love this little owl too. And again, this will be a pocket. I think Perrette sent that to me too. There's another whimsical owl. This is from a sticky note pad. I love him. This is just a tuck spot. These both came from Perrette. Mrs. Cogs. Just a journaling card. I stamped that. And a library card. And this was also made on a process video. It's a tuck spot behind, and I included 2 of my long skinny tags. And there we have it. This is Use Your Wings. The next one is Don't Forget to Fly. And there's what the Reader's Digest book looked like. This is a darker material because it's got the dark lines. I thought it went well. Again, the muslin behind this image. This is from a bird book that I had. I got at a flea market. And this, I think, came from the Audubon book. I had cut the image off the back and was left with this, and I thought that was great. Somebody sent me that circle punched out. It's from a Bambi book, I think. There's a playing card and a Mrs. Cogs image. So what I did with this was I taped it, used my ATG gun to tape it to the back. And then when I was picking up cards to take over to my sewing machine and sew them together, I forgot that this one was taped. And I sewed, and I got all the way to here, and my needle gummed up. So that's when I realized I should not have been sewing it. So I had to throw that needle away and change it out for a new one. So that looks kind of rustic up there. Did some stenciling here. Another glassine bag. This one's coffee dyed. Mrs. Cogs image. Both of these. Again, this will be glued shut. This is a playing card. This one just shows 4 species of owl to show size variation. It's from the bird book. There's another little whimsical owl. This one does have a card inside. This is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. This is vintage lace on top of there. I love that lace. What a cute little owl. The smallest owl in North America, elf owl. That just makes it cuter, having that name. I had made these tucks a little bit too long for the pages, so I just cut that corner off. And so you get that funky little notch. Mrs. Cogs and a playing card. A stamp from my mother's collection. Two Mrs. Cogs cards. There's a little sticker down there. Now this is, I don't know what book this is from, but it's Owl's Clover, and it's called that because the little flowers on it look like owls. I thought that was cute, so I included that. And the third book is Be Authentic. And it has the lighter color fake leather on it. I had collected some owl playing cards. I ordered some from the Brown Pear, I think. She had a set of owl cards. They were all different. It was like, I don't know, 4 owl cards. And then I had gotten some in Happy Mail, and people just sent me cards and happened to be an owl there, so I saved it. I think I saved out maybe one more card, and maybe not. Maybe I used up the last one, because I was thinking that eventually I'll make myself an owl journal, but I don't know. I can probably find some more. Go back to the Brown Pear and get some more, I guess. I saved out 2 of my mom's owl stickers, or postage stamps, too. This one doesn't have journaling on the back because I like the pictures on both sides. This came out of the book I just recently got called Birds Every Child Should Know. And it's Father and Mother Barn Owls and the Heavenly Twins, Young Barn Owls. They're not very pretty, are they? This one had a tear in the ledger paper, so I covered it on this side, and then the owl washi tape there. This one needs a card. I do have a few finishing touches to do. Close up the center envelopes and add a few journaling cards. This one I'll probably add, pardon me, a bigger one too. I had just glued down the edge of this, so it was probably still a little wet when I stuck it in there. But we got it out without tearing anything. Just a scrap of paper here. This one I forgot to glue as a tuck spot, so there's nothing behind it. And there we have it. 3 owl journals completed. My next project, I believe, is going to be some Halloween journals. Thank you so much for watching. I will link my shop below in case you want to check anything out there. These won't be available to anybody but the customers who claim them already, but I do have a lot of things in my shop, including some of the things that you saw in the journals. Little 2x2 brown envelopes and the brown eyelash trim are in my shop. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye bye.